Yo, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this new moon in Libra that we are having on September 25th, September 25th, 2022. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. All the Libra season videos should be posted by Sunday, so bear with me. Your girl's been on the road. You already know, Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. Over there, you can get the plunge, where we clarify every card. There's so many daily readings. There's all kind of content over there. Go check it out. For free content, check out my Instasham at justj_everything and TikTok at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. It's all in the description box below. This new moon in Libra, it only is fitting that the time that I have to squeeze this in is while I'm at the shop that I'm working at, and it's like hella busy and noisy, and so we're fully immersed in social season. And you already know what this Aries Libra axis that's highlighted. This is me versus we. It's activated right now. And it's the I am reflecting the I balance. The I am looking at the I balance. The I am feeding into and transmitting to the I balance. So I just woke up and I'm all puffy. Libra season, I told you you're going to start caring about it more. But whatever. And while I was writing these notes, it's funny because the way that I wrote this, you can kind of see I am versus I balance. And these different thoughts kept coming in. And it started to look like an actual scale to me. And then it made me Google, or made me think, what's the anatomy of a scale? What is the name of the thing in between, the thing, the places, the hands and whatever. And so there is something we're always exploring what's being weighed, what's in the pans, when the true power is in the integrity of the base of your scale, the base and the beam. The I am, the base, and the I balance, Libra, the beam. And so, and those the weight pans, or whatever they're called, the actual mechanisms that hold whatever is being weighed, is attached to the beam, is attached to the balance. And so, yes, we are in the season of the beam, and the integrity of your beam, the way that you balance matters. What balance means to you, your definition of balance matters. But trust and believe, the balance and the beam ain't shit without the base. And the base is Aries, I am. And this new moons are when the sun and the moon are conjunct together. They meet at the same degree in a sign. And there's a rush of people coming in, so I'm probably gonna have to stop doing this. But there is this awareness that's coming in. The light of the sun blotting out the moon. This is when the moon is technically at its weakest because of the lack of the moonlight. And so there is something about, you know how we roll in new moons, we're going to explore the dark side of the new moon. But in this, it also feels like I got kind of called to do a love reading. And let's be real, that's really what, Libra season can be a lot about. This is pre-cuffing season, so don't get it twisted. And the download that came through was a quote from the late great Esther Perel. She ain't dead. I just like saying everybody's late and great. And it's owning your wanting. Owning your wanting. Own your wanting. Because you can't establish true balance without that Aries I am base. And you got to find that balance before we go into Scorpio season, where we get into I desire. Before you, and that's, so this is like, let's own our desires. Let's own our wantings. Let's put words to them. Let's name them. Let's articulate that to ourselves first and foremost. So the divine can start moving stuff. Things can start shifting once we use the power of our words. And so, this new moon is happening at 3:54 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's happening at 2 degrees Libra. Here it comes. All right, a few moments of quiet. So here we go. Like I said, this new moon is happening at 2 degrees Libra. And you know I got to hit you with the handy dandy Elias Lonsdale's description of the second degree of Libra is an apprentice medicine man allowing himself to be bitten by a snake. Ooh. Existence itself initiates to those who are given over to its rigors and its lessons, but being so exposed to the evolutionary edge is exceedingly challenging. Transformation is a constant at all levels. Everything is becoming something else, metamorphosing before our eyes. Propelled into the most extreme states of imaginable. You feel the greatest anguish and loss, the most huge elation and bursts of freedom. Finger on the pulse of collective cycles, right on the cutting edge. You are committed to planetary changes personally and pervasively. You absolutely feel the impact of what's going on and what needs to go on. Virtually spun out to infinity by what it all means. That's like literally how I feel like all the time. Virtually spun out to infinity by what it all means. Drawn towards the basic and the simple for breath. Destiny obsessed. Rabidly thrown into the midst. You come out on the other side either lost and confused and staggering or ready for anything, courageously, visionary, and an incredible generator of shared possibilities unlimited. That feels like the Fool. Wow. And that's how this feels. I just love that it says like you come out on either side, you come out on the other side, either lost and confused and staggered, or ready for anything, courageous, visionary, and an incredible generator of shared possibilities unlimited. Oof. You know that you can find this online. Just Google inside degrees and you'll be able to select the second degree of Libra, and that's where this new moon is happening. And so there's that. I got a little bit of time for my next session, so why not? Light it if you got it. Hydrate. As we welcome in our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this new moon in Libra, happening this Sunday, September 25th, 2022. And so normally I want to look at, the dark side of the new moon. And actually, let's start with that. Because the dark side of this Libra energy, I just realized I have my mask on still. The dark side of this Libra energy is that codependent kind of factor that happens. Libras and people with heavy 7th house energy can often feel incomplete without a partner, or feel like something is missing without a partner. And so what's the dark, ugly truth we need to know, or that will be emerging from this new moon in Libra? What's that like? Let's just fucking get to it. What is that thing? I'm actually pulling from the Ethereal Visions tarot deck. This is a lovely romantic deck. Perfect for the aesthetics of Libra season. What's that? let's just get it out of the way. That dark nugget of truth that is uncomfortable and we need to look at. Damn. We asked. The Nine of Swords. With the King of Pentacles reversed on the bottom of the deck. Some of us have been real superficial about love, or who we will pair with, or who we allow ourselves to be seen with or be in a relationship with. Also, I feel like there's some of us who are prioritizing money and security over, you know, actual connection. I just saw 4:44 on the clock, and that makes me think of the Four of Swords is the next step after we acknowledge the Nine of Swords, that there is some sort of dark night of the soul shit that's going on. Some of us, we're still being haunted. There's this like haunting, this like kind of calling out. And I feel like this Mercury retrograde in Libra and now in Virgo is really going to be bringing people out of the woodworks. Lots of getting hit with the hey stranger, hey big head, all of that stuff. Like there may be people from the past that our emotional doors are still open to. These people are still like in your mind, in your thoughts. You're still thinking about them, even though you haven't been with them for maybe months or years. Maybe it's been 9 days, 9 months, 9 years since you've been with this person. They may have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Virgo placements. But the dark, ugly truth is that there are some mental habits that have to end. There are some perspectives that have to end in regards to relationships, in regards to love. This whole like monogamy is everything or marriage is everything. It's like, yo, it's time to start doing our research. It's time to start exploring and giving ourselves giving ourselves the awareness that there are alternatives out there, and that the normative like shit that like gets pushed on us, like that ain't it. That's not like everything, and that's not for everybody. And so I do feel like what's coming up, this new moon in Libra, that me versus we shit, you're gonna have to look at who are these doors still open to? Who still has swords in your heart? Who still has a grip on the hilt of the swords in your heart? And are you pulling that motherfucker out, or are they? Like, it's time to really allow ourselves to understand that there's some healing in the realm of the mind that has to be healed before our hurts can open up. There's an ending or a shift in perspective in regards to relationships, in regards to, this also feels like soul ties. There's like soul connections, cords that I feel like some cords can't be cut. Unpopular belief. But I do feel like it is time for you to start doing your part to energetically disconnect from people and close these doors so that there's not like all these holes in your cup of love. So there aren't all these swords stabbing through your cup of love. And so that's a dark, ugly truth, that there's still some fear. There's still a lot of insecurity. You're still, I just heard Haunted by Beyonce. There's still something, how does that go? If you're haunting me, then I must be haunting you too. Some of you, there's someone still stuck in your head, or someone that you haven't gotten over yet, or some shoulda, coulda, woulda shit that's still plaguing you. And I feel like it's important to get these thoughts, these words, these ideas or these fantasies out of your head. Write it out, talk it out, have conversations, reach out. If you need to get closure, you need to ask some questions. Understand that you can get closure on your own, but absolutely, if you have the ability to have like a civil ending with someone and it feels like that's the right thing to do, then talk to your guides, talk to your people, talk to your spirit team, talk to God, figure out what's your part. Because we can't just spend time wading in the water of this insecurity, these self-limiting beliefs. I feel like some of us are like, you're struggling like because you used to sleep with this person at night, like physically, and like now you're sleeping alone, still getting like used to sleeping alone, things of that nature. The Nine of Swords says that there there's still pain to acknowledge. There's still insecurity. There's still fear. And you just like walking around like identifying with it is not making it dissipate in any sort of way. And that's a part of that owning your wanting thing that I feel like is coming through. Owning the fact that some of you still need time to recover. Some of you are in whole ass relationships with people and you're still grieving someone else. Come on now. Some of you have friends like this. And it's just time to stop with the illusions. It's time to stop with the denying yourself, with the la 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 or not looking at it. The helplessness. You are not fucking helpless. You are not defenseless. Stop that. You know better. And so I just want to go in. I want to do a little love reading and see what, comes out. And so we are at, I'm going to have to, well, I have another video before this, so I'm not going to be able to calculate it right, but I'm going to try to timestamp this for 10:30 for the singles. This little portion is going to be for the singles. 10:30. I just want to get some basic advice for the singles. Those of you who single, phone is dry, or you're not in a committed, relationship. What's the advice for our single people? Let's see. Maybe if this bitch would shut up, that'd be cool, but she needs to holler at a bookstore. Anyway. Page of Cups reversed was hidden in there. For the singles, there's something here about the amount of offers that are coming in. Some of you are saying no. Some of you are still waiting on an apology. Some of you have an apology to give. Some of you, there could have been something that's like start-stop. Like a flirtation that started and is not going as planned. They may be younger than you, maybe somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, maybe Aries placements as well. Tower on the bottom of the deck with the 7 of Cups. So yeah, there's still a lot of confusion for the singles. It looks like lots of sudden changes, but it also doesn't feel like you're in a position where you're like that crazy, hungry, thirsty for a relationship right now. I think that that there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of like sifting through people's like the masks that people are wearing. Some of you, you're still dealing with somebody's representative. You're still like waiting to get to like the core of like your connection with this person, possibly. Yeah?
You have an appointment at 2:15.
Oof. Okay. Feels so good to be back. So good to be home. I don't care what anybody says. And I know some of you are like, oh, I just feel better with in-person readings. You get better me when we do virtual readings. It's just like you're relaxed in your space. I'm relaxed in my space and I'm able to like dive in. Okay. Anyways, back to it. We're still in the singles. I hooked it up. I found the right time. Timestamps will be below. So, also one thing that came in, and I'll let this be for the singles, but I think just in general, that 9 of Swords energy that came through about like the darkness or the shadow, I feel like is especially pertains to people with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Virgo placements. If you are dealing with someone with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Virgo placements, know that they are definitely going through a new kind of dark night of the soul. They're going through some mental, intellectual evolution or a rebirth. It feels like, and they're getting their place getting themselves, their spirit, their space, maybe even unhaunted. Like there's like stuff to purge, stuff to, so okay, whatever. Anyway, so back to the singles. We got the Page of Cups reversed, the Tower, and the Seven of Cups, with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And so I feel like some of you are in a place of feeling very content about where you are, feeling content and feeling comfortable in your singlehood or singledom in some sort of way. There's offers coming in. You know that you want to be choosy, you want to be discerning. Because there is some sort of, or has been some sort of sudden change, something that you didn't see coming that I feel like is going to create a bit of confusion. And this could be someone like taking their mask off, you seeing someone's true colors, you seeing the monster in someone or seeing the shadow in someone. And if you're gonna love somebody, you gotta love flaws and all. So if you haven't encountered your monster or your shadow, trust and believe you may need to like fall in love with that before you go asking someone else to fall in love with that, if you haven't even encountered your own monster. Me and my monster's like this, just because like I don't know, me and my monster's been like this since I was little. But I think that's the only reason why I am entrusted with this level of like truth. Like I come humbly into doing anything like this, and trust in any encounter with spirit. It feels like a constant flow, and I don't know why I'm getting in this point of talking about myself or explaining this to you guys or whatever, but I don't ever want you to think that anything that I'm like preaching isn't some shit that I haven't already been through, like, or that I haven't already like worked myself out of. Hydrate. I don't know where that came from. So I want to clarify. Oh, I was talking about seeing your monsters. There's something about like the people who have seen my shadow, seen my darkness, I love them different. And that's me, Libra rising, Aries sun, Cancer moon. I love them different because it's like, oh, you saw the monster and you're still here? Bet. Show me yours. That kind of like, and there's another level, you know, when you're there. And that doesn't mean abuse. That doesn't mean allowing yourself to be abused or disrespected or violated in any sort of way. There's just like, I feel like my singles are learning how to fall in love with their monsters, or need to. You need to unmask, encounter and fall in love with you with mask off. For some of you, this is actually about like makeup and like actual perception and trying and squeezing yourself into, you know, a corset or a waist trainer, or like trying to create a certain illusion. There's something about like you falling in love with your true natural symmetry and beauty and what you bring to the table. And if you're insecure about that, then the only way, you know, around that insecurity is by acknowledging it and like, you know, put some work in. We all got to do it. So please clarify this Page of Cups reversed. I feel like the person or the next partner that comes in is going to be older and more spiritual, or more like together in some sort of way. And they may not be older in age. It may just like feel like they are like wiser or like have their shit together. But it also, you've got to stop saying no to the invites. When you get invited out, when you, you know, you got to start going and doing things and experiencing life. I feel like your next partner comes in whenever you finally start like doing things and activities that you like doing, and you're out in the world doing shit that you love doing, and you glow. As soon as I said glow, a card came out. Two of Cups reversed. Interesting. I'm telling you, there's some sort of unconventional connection that comes in, or something that's very unexpected. But it's like you gotta learn how to fill your cup before you go worrying about another's. you tend to the cleanliness of your cup, your emotional vessel, the way that you love, the way that you know, your level of healing. There could be a lot of healing still left to do with in regards to people with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Leo placements. I also feel like there's something for sure with a Scorpio or an Aries with this Tower card out. Is there any other messages? Yeah, the Page of Cups reversed, clarified by the Two of Cups reversed. It's like your partner's out there, like, why aren't you getting busy getting out there? You know, like, it's not gonna, like, you know, the person's not just gonna knock on your bedroom window. There is something about getting out in the world. Nine of Cups reversed, and they're all falling out, like, reversed. Yeah, there is this denial of, like, your independence. I feel like some of you are longing for a partner but aren't putting yourself in the position to prepare for the right person. And some of you are looking for and settling for, some of us are looking for, settling for, are settling for, excuse me, Mr. Right Now versus, like, holding out, clearing out our own bullshit, our own processes, being able to call ourselves out so that we can faithfully, patiently wait on Mr. Mrs. Right Now. I mean, Mr. Mrs. Right, you know, or, you know, the right person, the right, it doesn't have to be one person either. I do feel like there's just way too much pressure, especially when it comes to, like, monogamy, and we're gonna go there, about, like, this one person being everything to you. That's a tall fucking order, bro. I'm not interested, and I don't think anyone should be interested in being your fucking everything. Like, that's what you have friends for. That's why you have a profession or a passion. It's just like one person being your sole source of entertainment. One person being the person that you do, like, everything with. It's like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And that's why, like, where friends and family and community and stuff come in, where it's just like, hey, like, there's something beautiful about you filling your life with so much love that you don't exalt romantic love to this Disney fucking level proportion. Please clarify the Tower. And so I do feel like there is something that comes, like, in a sudden change or a crumbling of a belief system, a crumbling of a mindset. Ace of Swords, yeah, crumbling of a mindset. The Divine, I feel like some of you are cutting yourselves. And the High Priestess wanted to come out, but it didn't. But some of you are like, the way that you're holding on to this way of thinking, this way of loving or being, or some of y'all are holding on to this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries, or Scorpio. Some of y'all are just, like, terrified. Some of us are, like, terrified to rock the boat. And I'm correcting myself because, like, if it's not you, it's me. If it's not me, it's you. It's like there is no separation. And so I don't want to, like, be divisive and say some of you are doing this. And it's like, no, it's some of us. And there's just a shift in the mindset. And things are some of you, there's just big changes, a change in plan. And it's like your plan versus the Divine's plan. I feel like there is a mindset or a way of thinking for some of us that just isn't or hasn't worked, or we've been cutting ourselves or holding on to something to the point where it's causing strain or causing damage in some sort of way. Please continue to clarify the Tower. There also may be some powerful information that suddenly comes in, or a powerful text from a Scorpio or an Aries or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There could be suddenly falling for someone, suddenly 10 of Cups. Wow. Someone may suddenly come in, or suddenly, like, you just suddenly have feelings. Suddenly you boot up. So, I mean, it is cuffing season. And as long as you're not living in fantasy land and allowing the tides to change, putting yourself in a position, 8 of Wands, Ten of Wands, Six of Wands. I feel like there is just a moving forward. Yeah, a moving forward, a getting stable, like getting more settled into our independence. Eight of Wands, Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. So it's like those of you who are bone dry single right now, and even those of you maybe like just talking to somebody, there's still some disappointment and subconscious fear that we all have to address. And the divine and Libra season, the sign and the season of partnership and togetherness and the ooey gooey, that shit is something or someone. It could be a passion, or it could be a project, it could be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. Someone coming in maybe to inspire you, but there's something coming in that really is going to maybe oppose what you're doing currently or challenge what you're doing currently, and it's going to cause you to change direction. And that once you go into a different direction, there's public success and recognition and independence. But some of you are actively choosing to walk away from this success, or this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like there's some of you are cognizant about like choosing not to, or like opting out of dating, or opting out of like being in a relationship, or and that's fine. You need to know where you're at, because if you enter the dating pool, you know, broken or insecure, that's exactly what you're going to attract. So allow yourself to do the wise thing and tend to all the confusion, tend to the mask that you've seen come off or fall off of people. You know, ask yourself, what mask could you possibly be wearing? What does your coat of armor look like? You know, there is something about you, even like your guard dogs. Some of you may have friends around you that are keeping you from developing in a way that's going to attract the right kind of partnership. Please clarify the Seven of Cups. So there may be a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, a lot of partying. Do you, but know your limits and understand that you don't get to complain whenever everybody else is, you know, feeling more successful, and you're like, well, you know, like, who's going out tonight? No. You don't get to complain whenever you didn't do you didn't look at yourself. You know what I mean? When you know that you need to. Page of Swords. There are these powerful truths that are coming in. And I feel like there are powerful conversations, maybe even conversations with people that are younger than you, that are going to clear up a lot of this confusion. Definitely folk with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements coming in, because balance is being restored. Let me just, you know, encourage you all that, like, I feel like you're in a place where you're really getting your priorities straight. You finally have like earned your stripes. You're done groveling, done begging, done being on your knees, and the tables are turning. There's harmony being established in the bag. There's harmony being established in your physical body, and we're all just moving towards this place of like having firmer footing and knowing who we are, and being able to like lend a hand and be of service and experience reciprocity. It's time for all of you who opted into this portion, the singles portion of this reading, to understand there is this I lost my thought. There's a shift there's an awareness of the imbalanced power dynamics in your life, is how this feels. Some, like, in some areas, we're giving too much, or not acknowledging our own power, not like, something just feels imbalanced somewhere, and it feels like we're in a place of like prioritizing our balance over prioritizing partnerships and relationships. And it feels like Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to really help you reanalyze the data, help you really like figure out what it is that's going to add balance, what kind of partnership would add balance and contribute positively into your life so that you start to manifest that versus just the fantasy idea of what it all could be. Yeah, Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Singles, don't worry. You are becoming the right lover so that you can finally start to attract the right lover. And it ends up being a fair, equal, balanced exchange versus like playing the fractions game. So, also for y'all, I want to pull from La Manada, which is like the erotic tarot. I love this deck. It's so beautiful and sexy. So, for our singles, what spicy, sexy information or messages are coming in? What do we need to know? The Queen of Air, nice, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements. And it feels like there is this, we're in a new chapter of that transmutation of our pain into power. And now I feel like we're like leveling up and starting to get way more flirtatious, really like knowing what and who to give our whole ass to kiss. And then knowing like what, just enough to show, just to lure in or to like pull. There is like a shift in confidence, I feel like, because there is this new awareness of power. And then Knave of Water, which is the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And because of this awareness, I feel like someone, when you are ready and you allow it, someone is like, all right, like, fuck around and find out. Someone like very, regardless of genitalia, very masculine, someone very, that has a presence about them or a strength in their presence. Some of you want that like caveman like shit, and you can have that if you want it. As long as you get your head out of the clouds, as long as you're not relying on Disney film. I'm telling you, this like fantasy film kind of like fantasy idealism of like what love is and how to have it and what it's gonna look like and what they're gonna look like and what we're gonna do together. It's like, bruh, just be open. Be grateful for what you have while you have it, and then watch the divine multiply that time and time again. Divine out here showing out, honestly. All right. So now I put what, let's do, for the partnered readings, we're going to do 1930. 25. I'll just put 1925 because that's what it'll be. Sorry that it's taking this long. All right, for my partnered people, those of you in a committed or long-term relationship, this new moon in Libra, I feel like it has the ability to clear a slate. Two of Wands. It's time to take the road less traveled. Maybe time to get out and explore more together. Some of you, I just heard wandering eye. So do you or the partner have or maybe one of you have a wandering eye? And you need to like figure out if that's worth bitching about or not. Like, everybody's beautiful. Like, why can't they look? Especially like penis-born bodies. They're very visual people. Like, what is looking gonna hurt? Anyway, but I do get respect and all that stuff, but like, you got to figure out, you can't be just going to 11 because somebody checks somebody out. And that's not for all of y'all. That just could be for someone in particular. Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you want to travel and you're like, but we don't have the money. The money's going to come in. The opportunity is going to come in. It's like, do you not have the money, or are you not interested in like earning this experience? That could be a thing. I don't know why that came out so bitchy. I apologize. Mars in Gemini is like, whoo, I'm scared, y'all. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Mars is going to be in Gemini for 7 months because of a retrograde, and I just feel like our relationship to words and our relationship to our delivery is going to be really assertive. Also, with the Two of Wands, there may be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's getting a new job or a new promotion or an influx of good health, an influx of time. I feel like some of you are like, are we going to make it another year? Yes. Is this person going to make it another year? Yes. There is just something about like High Priestess reversed. It feels like there is a bit of like denying of the intuition, or denying 2222, denying the mastery of the divine feminine inside of you. If this person has Cancer or Capricorn placements, I feel like there is a new relationship to their intuition that they are gaining. Capricorn on the bottom of the deck, the devil. I also feel like it's time to start exploring more or opening yourself up more sexually in this partnership. I'm keeping the devil. It's time to honor like temptation. Also a need for fun, a need for exploration, a need for independent power. So that, and understanding like, someone doesn't need to be superior. There shouldn't be this like hierarchy in your, one-on-one relationships. There's something about finding cohesion, about a reunification even. Please clarify the Two of Wands. Maybe also there could be some of you who are thinking about moving. I feel like moving would be a great thing, but you've got to stop denying your intuition or denying what you want. Yeah, Judgment reverse comes out. Some of y'all are thinking about leaving this person. You're thinking about leaving this relationship, and you're, I feel like for some of you who are thinking about leaving, you especially need to leave if this person is making fun of or doesn't understand your spirituality. If they're like making fun of you in some sort of way, and in a not cute, like flirt versus roast kind of way, in like a way that makes you feel like shit. Or someone like attacking your values or attacking your beliefs in some sort of way. Like, that's not cool. Especially if they have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Scorpio placements. It's like you're denying your whole self and who the fuck you are, but it's funny that you got time to worry about me. But your life is in shambles. And I don't know. And that may not be a partner. That may be a family member. It could be friends. Even friends of like your partner's family. It feels like some of you are denying making a decision, denying moving forward, denying your intuition. All for like maybe even comfortability, or some of y'all already cheated and you don't know what to do. Already are wanting to cheat or wanting to not be in this anymore. I know I'm not talking to everybody, but clearly there are people who are struggling in their relationship. Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's like y'all are going to start butting heads and like creating wars where there aren't ones unless you start to use your words. Some of you, especially if you have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Gemini, Aries placements, there's like radical shifts of the mind in those signs. There's shifts in direction as well. It feels like people, it's time to like, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, baby. Because yeah, it's like we're going in different directions. And some of you don't want to see it, don't want to talk about it, or la-ing the truth. And it's going to cause you to get defensive, because I feel like one person's ready to talk about it and the other person isn't ready to talk about it. And it's going to start causing friction and heartbreak if you don't start to like honor, hey, oh my God, it just makes me think of this Rascal Flatts song. Oh my God, I'm not going to cry. How does it? I thought about calling you when I got off the plane. What is that fucking song? 'Cause you've been waiting all your life for a break like this. It's my chance of a lifetime. I just know it is. You gotta go and find those dreams, was the last thing that you said. And I did, but you were wrong. Love was what I wanted all along. There's something, and now you're gone. Sorry, I've been talking all day, and anyway, I don't need to apologize for my voice. Some of you have an opportunity to do something really fucking cool, and like either your partner is not with it or they're super encouraging of it, and like you're not sure what to do, but you know what you need to do. You're just afraid of the change this is going to cause. If you don't take this opportunity, there's a lot of like shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I feel like resentment that gets built if you don't take this opportunity. Please clarify the High Priestess reversed. And I also feel like some of you are going in different directions spiritually. And if you are getting more spiritual and you're with somebody that's like jokey or weird about it, that's not where the divine is guiding you. The star reversed. Also, some of you, this could be friends or family that are starting to like make fun of your spirituality, or make fun of the fact that you think differently than them, or there's just, everything is coming out reverse. Page of Wands reverse. But it's like if you keep denying this uprising of personal power within you, you're going to end up trapping yourself. Please clarify the Devil. Ten of Swords and the Emperor. I'm telling you, there's an Aries. Some of you are with people who are very vanilla and you are not. And you're trying to conform, or they're trying to become kinky, or they're trying to expand, or it's like there could be a conflict of values or of beliefs, a conflict of like energy levels, or like how ambitious, like difference in ambition. One may be like a go-getter and want to build an empire, and the other is comfortable with like, you know, minimum wage, or comfortable with like their, you know, their certain situation. And it's causing strife and will continue to cause strife unless it's talked about and like evaluated. I also feel like on the other end, there's those of you who are in your relationship is great and everything is going well. I would say it's time to stop. It's time to start traveling more together. Those of you who are like happy and everything's fine, I feel like there's prosperity. There even could be a baby coming in. If you don't want that, then it's time to like put the defenses up and start, you know, wrapping shit up or whatever it is you got to do. I also feel like some of you, maybe the discrepancy here is I want to be a parent versus I don't. And now's the time, like we got to nip that shit in the bud now, because if the person that wants a kid gives up having a child, the astronomical resentment that can be born from that. So it's time to be really, really honest. And if for some of you, it's interesting. It feels like someone wants to be a dad, and it's like, and like you do not want to be a parent, or that could be something that shifted. It's like, we got married and you said you never wanted this and now this is happening and blah, 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 blah. And so that could be a thing too. But for those of you who are really like happy in your partnership, I do feel like there is the only advice that's coming in is time for more like, I don't know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. There's like more like fun is needed. Isn't everybody's definition of fun, but I do feel like there is a need to understand what's dominating or controlling, or if there's any kind of toxic attachment or codependency. Just make sure that you're having doing your best to live a full individual life, so that nice, yeah, so that things can continue to strengthen. I'm pulling from La Manada, and it's the Lovers that comes out. This is Mercury. Mercury is currently retrograde in Virgo. We'll be going back into Libra soon. And so I do feel like, paint me like one of your French girls, Jack. There also could be just play with power. I also look at the last play with pain, playing with pleasure, figuring out what does that mean to you. For some of you, that does involve maybe playing with other people, and that could be a conversation that needs to be had. What, how far can we take that? What are each other's boundaries? Are we interested in that? If you aren't interested in that, or interested in something, or if there is a sexual repression, is that built in some sort of dogmatic shame or Catholic shame? There's Jewish guilt, Catholic shame, and Christian contortion. They be contorting the truth like nobody. And so I do feel interesting. It's like your ancestors approve of you exploring your sexuality. I don't know what that means. Some of y'all are oh, this isn't what my kind of people do, or this isn't what we do, or this isn't, and it's just good. Okay, so what do you want to do? What are you open to trying? Do you and if you aren't open to trying and expanding with this person, it's time to ask why. Is there a lack of trust in yourself? Is there a lack of trust in this person? Do you feel safe enough to explore? I feel like there's some sort of kind of ancestral or familial trauma, something to possibly go to therapy about, that maybe blocking the sexual spark or the sexual expansion, possibly. And it's just you can't heal anything that you're not letting yourself feel and talk about. So address it. I love you. All right. And we're at 34:18. And this segment, I'm opening up for the poly people. Yes, my polyamorous lovers. Those of you who hopefully by this point are ethically non-monogamous. Queen of Wands reverse. One of your partners, they may be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Doesn't matter the sign. They may have a cat. They may be angry or in a place of not feeling confident or being very egotistical, possibly. You yourself, maybe, are you lacking the vision? Are you lacking the energy? Ace of Cups. Someone may be mad because of someone new coming in. Someone new, are you in honeymoon phase with someone else? Also, the honeymoon phase may be ending, possibly with someone. I just heard Sally happened to Susie. And if your polyamory is looking and feeling messy like that, it's time to go back and start rereading. Reread Polysecure by Jessica Fern and Sex at Dawn. It's time to get back to the knowledge, to the information, and give yourself structure. There's a better way to be handling people's emotions. And there's also a better way to handle the new love that's going to come in. Some of you are new to polyamory and you're just thinking about trying. And if you are, ready to really start doing the work and taking deep radical accountability. There's some revolutionary shit that you can experience. And it's not all about sex. I know that's like a thing that people think that, oh, it's like there's just orgies going on. And sure, yeah. But like, there's something about like being with people who know to work on themselves, who don't project their bullshit onto you, or like, hey, like checking in and having these conversations about like, you know, what feels comfortable to you, and feeling like creating a safe enough space to where it's like, hey, let's talk about how I feel about this. Or, and if you're not with people that you can like have that kind of vulnerability with, this life ain't for you, for sure. Because there is no way to be ethical about your non-monogamy without like learning how to control your emotions, learning how to control your mood and your temper, specifically your jealousy, your rage. And some of you, it's like you're terrified when your partner gets a new partner, versus like maybe that's someone that you'll end up, you know, really connecting with. You never know. But I feel like it is time to start coming up with the rules. King of Pentacles came out on its side. There may be someone that is older, more stable, someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, someone that's done very well for themselves, or someone that you didn't expect like coming in. I also feel like someone wants to like sponsor, or is generous, and or maybe was generous in the beginning, and maybe that's waning in some sort of way. But I want one more card. Thank you. But Four of Wands, I do feel like this is happy wife, happy life. There's like fun coming through. Adventure. There's events. There's maybe some of you are thinking about getting married. And yes, that's a thing. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to make, whatever it is, it's like you make your own rules, babe. It's time for you to like unsubscribe from what society has to say, or what is gonna look like, what if what happens. And it's time to like figure out, what does this look like long term for you. The Fool, nice, because there's unlimited potential here. Maybe somebody with Aries or Aquarius placements coming in, that I feel like inspires this leap of faith. Some of you are taking a leap of faith, and there's a difference between a leap of faith and calculated risks. Please clarify the Queen of Wands reversed. If you're dealing with someone who is experiencing a lot of anger, they are not built for this life. They're like, I feel like some of you are, there's someone where it's like, oh, like, it's like you or they were very clear, and it's like they still are responding like they're cheating. So some of you, I feel like, are new to this, and there could just be, you know, there's gonna be hiccups. There's gonna be hiccups. But I do feel like the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or the one that is afraid of being like two-timed or played or something, is just like y'all aren't ready for that. And that's not a message for everybody. Y'all aren't ready to be polyamorous if there's still like all this fear of like someone's like spot being taken. Seven of Swords, yeah, there's still someone, I feel like, that's just terrified of being left or betrayed or juggled or handled improperly. And it's just like, until you are both in a place of being more secure, I would not be out here like looking. Or you need to figure out if this is like the right partner for you. Please clarify the Ace of Cups, because I do feel like yeah, some of y'all are ready to turn your back on this person who just like is really impeding your freedom, or this person that like is like, well, that one time you did this, like someone's clinging to like one mistake, and it's just like it feels like if you're unable to do your work, or your partner is unable to do your work to be honest about the wounds. One of you is not going to be a groupie and is going to keep it moving, and I feel like finds the kind of love that they want quite quickly. So if you're in a relationship and you keep trying to, you know, you don't feel like this person's like putting in like the work to shift or to take accountability, then there is going to be some sort of like, yeah, ending of sorts. Ace of Cups clarified by the Three of Wands and then the Moon. I feel like some of you are looking for something more, like someone with someone that's more open-minded, someone that's more compassionate. There could be, this could be in regards to someone with Pisces placements. I also feel like some of you are getting blindsided with somebody. It's like when you're traveling, someone new comes in, and it's not as they aren't as they seem, or you think something is just like lightweight and fun, and it feels like there's more depth there. Just don't keep anybody in the dark. Don't create illusions. Please clarify the King of Pentacles, the Chariot, Capricorn, and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Cancer here. I feel like there's victory over obstacles with this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or if they're older or like more successful, if you know, this is even kind of like a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. I feel like, yeah, especially if they have Pisces, Sagittarius, or Cancer placements, it feels like there's some sort of like victory over the obstacles, or some sort of forward motion or movement that you may not see coming. Also, for some of you, like that person that I'm referring to, the person that's done very well for themselves, or like they may be getting married, or they may be like moving on in some sort of way. And so there could be some sort of kind of like painful turn of the wheel, painful turn of events. And it just means like, and that feels like you hear some shit through the grapevine. I also feel like those of you who are holding down or trying to control someone with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, or Cancer, Pisces, or Sagittarius, like that's not going to turn out well for you. Please clarify the Four of Wands. If you're trying to control or cling to something, you're going to end up pushing it away. Clarified by the Four of Pentacles. I'm telling you, those of you who are like digging your heels in and like clinging and clutching to the idea of this person or this relationship or whatever the fuck it is, you're going to end up, it's like you hold on to it so much your hands start sweating and it slips out of your hands, and then it slips into a healthy relationship with someone else. Ten of Pentacles reversed. And it's like, oh, well, our family, our polycule, our connection, or whatever it is. It's like, it can be healed by way of like moving from a place of love. But some of you, if you're in something fucking toxic and you know that it's toxic, it's not just gonna all of a sudden get better out of nowhere. Like faith without works is dead, and faith without logic is foolish. So, wrapping that up for the polys. Do better. All of us, we need to do better. All right, and quickly, final card, final message. So this is at 45, 29, 45, 29. For our greatest and highest good, this is for everybody. How can we improve our relational skills? What do we need to do to improve our relational skills? Page of Pentacles. Allowing ourselves to get more grounded, or allowing ourselves to be more honest about who we are, to really do some deep self-reflection. I feel like being more studious and methodical, and being willing to try again, be willing to be humbled, be willing to be malleable, be willing to start slow, be willing to start over. Our relational skills, I feel like, are like caught up in like how grounded we are. And so I do feel like there's something about get both feet back on the ground and really look at the day-to-day logistics of everything, your day-to-day life. There's certain ways that you need to reinvent yourself that another person isn't capable of doing for you. So I do feel like we improve our relational skills when we improve our relationship to accountability and self-awareness. What about, how do we improve our emotional intelligence? What steps, what do we need to explore to improve our emotional intelligence? Judgment reversed. The way to improve, I just heard like, love me like God loves me. And regardless of if you believe in God, a God sitting in the sky, or a man, or whatever, or like in whatever the God of your understanding is, it's like evaluate your belief into what that love is and what that looks like, and how can you be a reflection of that to everyone around you. Some call it agape love. Some call it, unconditional love. It's like we can improve our emotional intelligence when we get off autopilot and we remember that we are spirits. We do not belong here. We are not of this earth. And regardless of what happens after, we leave, there is something about being in the ether and being in the presence of the divine and like feeling that flow. Some call it the Holy Spirit. Whatever it is, it's like that surrender that happens, that joy that happens when you are in commune with the divine, when you're deep in meditation. It's like, articulate the way you feel when you feel God's love, or you feel that connection's love and support. And how can you provide that to others? Oof. I love you.